Okay, so if you want to join a marathon but you didn't train yet, then you need to step up your game. Alright, so we saw another vocabulary word here. We saw the word recognize. Now, this verb means to publicly give special attention or to notice someone or something. It can also mean that this thing or person is good or that they did something good. For example, we can say the leader of the country recognized Julian's hard work and research.
Okay, so recognize 这个字除了有刚刚赏识的意思呢，它有辨认的意思。那一般来说，我们也会有承认的意思，不过大部分都是指认出来啦，或者是有人被赏识的这种意思。那 let's take a look at the sentence. I can't believe that you still recognized me after all these years. 就是没想到过了这么久，你还认得出我。怎样？我整形了是吗
？No, because you didn't change at all. You still look beautiful, okay?
Okay.
All right, so next the article says it applied to the International Association of Athletics Federations, or IAAF, to be recognized as a bronze label road race. Okay, so what is this International Association of Athletics?
IAAF actually 就是国际田径总会啦，有听过吗
No.
Sounds like something related to running or
Yeah, because I'm not
my type.
I'm not really athletic, so unfortunately I don't really know.
Yeah.
All right, but I do know this phrase. This phrase apply to somebody or something, to do something is our phrase. Now, what does it mean in Chinese?
就是向什么东西申请啦，you apply to something 就是你申请什么，所以 you can say I apply to some universities or something like that.
Yeah.
So we'll take
Yeah, so let's take a look real quickly at other ways we can use apply to because there's so many different meanings for that. Now, apply to can have a lot of different meanings. For example, the first one is if you apply something to something else, it means you make use of it. For example, I can say you should apply pressure to the cut to stop the bleeding. Okay, you make use of it. It can also mean the second meaning, apply something to something. It means to rub or spread something, especially like medicine or things that you can use. So, for example, I can say I applied some glue to the paper to stick onto the poster. Okay, my one thing glue, my second thing is paper, or Dad applied some paint onto the wall. The third meaning, it means it's related to somebody or something else. So, for example, I can say the part of the form applies to all students. That means that if you're a student, this part of the form relates to you. So I can use apply to students.
对啊，所以很可能就会听到学生说 That rule doesn't apply to me. 这规定根本不适合我，我讨厌老师。
Yeah, don't hate your teacher. They're just trying to do the best for you.
Yeah.
All right, so we saw another word here. We saw the word association. So the International Athletics Association. So association here is a noun and it means an organized group of people who have the same interests, job, or other things. So I know everybody knows this. Everyone knows the NBA. Do you know the NBA?
Yeah, sure, but do you play basketball though?
No. But do you know what it stands for?
It stands for 就是 NBA 打篮球啊。
Do you guys know? It says this NBA is short for National Basketball Association. Now, what does the NBA do? Well, there are different teams and they can play against each other. People who love to play basketball or are good at it can try to become professionals. So that's why it's an association. And on the other hand, people who like to watch basketball can enjoy the game. So that's why it's an association.
So who is your NBA star? Favorite?
My favorite? I still really like Kobe Bryant. I think he's a great player.
Yeah, and he's handsome.
Oh, yes.
So cute.
Too bad he retired.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We can still watch his old games and watch his videos on YouTube.
On YouTube,
Don't worry. All right, so how can we use association in a sentence? We can say, Harry joined the sports association at school to help those who love to play sports.
Okay, very good. So we move on to see the meanings of the word association. 所以 association 这个字呢，就是有社团或者是协会的意思。那像你们有听过学校都会有校友会啦，那就是叫做 alumni association。那一般来说，这个字呢也会有联想的意思，那都会用什么用呢 ？Be associated with. So when something is associated with something， 就是这个东西呢会被联想到另外一个东西。那当主动的时候，就是 associate with something. Okay, so let's take a look at the sentence. Greenland is usually associated with ice and snow. 就是格陵兰常常都会被想到冰和水。Oh, it's so freezing.
I know, it's really cold. All right, so they got a bronze. Now, bronze is a type of medal, but usually in a race, you can be awarded different places, right? So bronze means third place, silver means second place, gold means first. And so we use these three medals to tell you which place it is. So what's bronze? What does it mean?
Brown 其实是青铜的意思，那把它翻得更像台湾人说的，就是铜牌啦。那当然金牌怎么讲？就是刚刚说的 gold，、那银牌就是第二名嘛，就是 silver。那这边 bronze 就是铜牌的意思。So it's a noun here, but it can also be a verb and adjective. 当动词的时候，就是把什么变成青铜色或者是晒黑的意思。那当形容词就是有青铜色的意思。所以现在有流行一种美妆，但是台湾好像没有那么流行，就是欧美有一种叫 bronzer。Do you use bronzer?
I do, because I like being in the stand, and I like being under the sun, and then having a lot of golden kind of look on me. So I use some bronzer sometimes.
Yeah, it gives you a suntan look.
All right, so we saw here that the Wanjingsi Marathon is recognized by IAAF as a bronze label road race. Label is a word or phrase that describes or identifies someone or something else. So in school, there are so many labels. So if you play sports, sometimes you're called a jock, or if you like to study, you're called a nerd. Okay, these things are labels. They're not really a great way to describe people, but these are just things that we associate different people with. Now let's take a look at our sample sentence. We said, once you give people labels, it's hard to see them as individuals. So that means don't do that. That's really true. Don't judge other people. Don't give people labels.
OK， 所以 label 这个字在这边是名词，有贴标签，就是标签称号的意思。那当动词就是贴标签，或者是把某物啊归类成某一个种类。那我们来看一下例句哦。Tom has been labeled as a playboy。就汤姆一直以来都被当成是花花公子。
Oh, so bad. All right, let's continue reading. It says the IAAF approved the request, making the marathon the most esteemed in Taiwan.
太好了，终于有一个好的名号。
That's right. Now, when you approve something, it means you accept the idea or action or the plan. So, for example, we can say the school approved plans to build a new gym next year. Okay, yes, we have.
Yeah, finally.
Exactly.
Okay, so approve 这个字有赞成、同意、批准的意思，那它是不及物动词哦，所以你会听到人家说 approve of 的用法。So as an example, you can say, I don't think your parents will approve of your going to the party. 我不觉得你的父母会让你想要去那个 party.
Okay, well, they approved the request. Now, a request is an act where you politely or you formally ask for something. So if you want to take days off of school, you need to ask for a request. That means you have to talk to the principal, you have to talk to your teacher to actually say, yes, you can take the day off. Let's take a look at our sample sentence. We can say, all of the neighbors made a request to change the broken door.
OK, so request 这个字就是要求、请求的意思。那当名词的时候怎么用呢？我们就是用动词 make 来带，所以 make a request 提出请求。For example, I made a request to delete my account since it had been hacked. 被盗用，所以我就必须要做出请求，把我的账号删除。So as a verb, you can say they requested financial support from the government. 他们向政府要求经济援助。
Now the article then says, now the Wanjingsi Marathon is an international event and attracts participants from all around the world. Now a participant is just a person who is in this activity or event. So if you're running in the race, you're a participant. If you're playing a video game, you're a participant.
Yeah, so participant 就是参加者，有没有印象？刚我们前面提到 take part， 同样的字 participate 其实就是这个字动词变来的名词哦 ，participant 就是参加者的意思。所以你可以说 Mark has been an active participant in the discussion，就是 Mark 一直以来在讨论中都是相当活跃的参加者。
All right, sounds like a really, really great marathon, but let's take a quick break and we'll be right back with our For You chat.